It is 9 o'clock, and I guess we're going to kind of think of this as a bonus Ask Andrew session.
Kind of a mix of just show you what's going on, because we got a real active weekend.
Yes.
It's active winter weather week, kind of.
It's not only snow, we got cold coming.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of cold. And I've had to increase the number of red boxes on the 8-day already this morning because of the cold that's coming in. So, yeah, looks like it is going to get chilly again.
There may just be, I'm pretty sure there are, I haven't looked at that closely, more red than there is blue.
You know what? I think there is, and that would be a first.
That would be a first.
Since we've had the weather impact settings and an alert protocol, if you will. So, yeah, we have a lot to talk about. This, again, is not going to be a major snow, but it is Friday, and just wanted to pop on in case you had some questions about the snow that's going to come in or the cold that's coming in for next week. And I figured, too, while we got you, I wanted to go in a little bit more in depth on the river flood outlook that we got yesterday, too. So, something we're going to talk about as well. Let's go ahead while I silence that phone call there. For some reason, Cooper's vet's calling right now. See what that's about. Hopefully he's not in trouble. He's a good boy.
Yes.
We're going to talk about, of course, first the snow, and then we'll get into the cold. But like Ask Andrew, if you do have questions, you can text him in.
Text him in. 309-304-0888.
Yeah, very good. See what happens when we do this, enough times we get that phone number memorized. 309-304-0888. So yeah, whether it's a question about this storm system coming in the weekend, the cold next week, the river flooding, or if it's anything else weather related, we'll take it too. Peter and myself, we're yours for the next 29 and a half minutes it looks like. So we'll dig right into it. And what's nice about what Peter's been doing lately, and if you haven't, been keeping up to date with what's going on behind the scenes, Peter, you've been helping out our sister station in Des Moines, doing the same shift that essentially I am. You're their morning meteorologist right now while they find somebody. So that's an advantage with you because, of course, areas to the west of us get the weather before we do, so you have a little bit of a heads up on what's coming in.
Yeah, I can kind of know what's coming in, and I can kind of get a better general idea of maybe what's it's looking like outside our viewing area. Because with this system especially, it looks like we might be getting missed a little bit. While in Des Moines, they're getting a lot more potentially than we are getting as well.
Yeah, and it goes to show how amazing the weather can change, and that's only about 3 hours away. Des Moines from the Quad Cities, and they're going to get a far different forecast than we are here in the Quad Cities. So speaking of it, let's get right to it, and we'll start with what's going on with that weather impact alert. In case you missed it this morning, it does begin at 4 o'clock this evening, and it goes through Saturday. This is not going to be for a lot of snow, so don't set high expectations on that. It's not going to be for 6 inches. It's not going to be for 8 inches or even a foot. In most cases, it's not even going to be for 5 inches. We're talking 2 to 4 on average, with much lower amounts south of the Quad Cities. So it's not going to be impossible travel, but it's going to be travel that will slow you down this evening and, of course, through Saturday. So I've been saying it over and over till I'm blue in the face. Do not take this, looking at it at face value right now, is that, oh my goodness, the roads are going to get dangerous tonight. I need to cancel everything and shut everything down.
No.
This is just an extra heads up that you need to use a little bit more caution. Take it slow. You're going to reach your destination just fine.
Yes, and especially tonight, because we're not going to be getting the majority of the snowfall till tomorrow.
Right.
Just take it slow tonight. It's kind of been the saying we've said all week. Just take it slow.
Exactly.
And you're going to be fine. Just pay attention to the road conditions. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, and one of the things when we first rolled out the whole weather impact branding is we focus on the word impact. In that, yes, this is going to make roads slick. That's an impact that we're talking about. It doesn't mean that we need to run to the grocery store, panic buy all the eggs, though who's going to buy them right now if you can find them at a decent price. But that's not what that means. It does not mean panic and we're going to get a ton of snow. So right now, the only place that has a winter weather advisory is north of the Quad Cities, way up in Joe Davis County, and they have an advisory there because that's where they're going to get close to 4 inches worth of snow, and that is slightly more impactful on the roads versus our lighter amounts that are expected here in the Quad Cities. But it's still going to get slick. I mean, you think about the temperatures this morning, which were below zero. That pavement is ice cold, and when this snow moves in during the evening commute, it will indeed stick to the road, and it's going to get slippery at times.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit rough out there for just a little bit, again, just when it's coming down to, and it's going to be a little bit breezy today as well.
Yes.
And that's something that we're also keeping an eye on, is how is the visibility going to be impacted by this for that evening commute.
Yeah, and that's a great point, because we're going to have winds beyond 20 to 25 miles an hour right out of the southeast this evening as that quick hitting band moves in. So it's between 4 and about 7 o'clock for most of us. right during the heart of the evening commute. Just got to slow down. And then we get a break from the snow really for much of the overnight hours, unless you're north along that Highway 20 corridor where we've got the advisory. You notice that little tongue of snow coming in early tomorrow morning. That's going to add even more to those totals while north, while we get a break here.
We get a break here. Yeah, it's a nice, there's a couple little strong bands with the system beyond that. It's going to be more like a light snow, a little flurry here and there. It's going to get accumulation, but not nearly as much as we potentially saw this earlier this week.
Totally agree, yeah. And it looks like we have to wait here in the Quad Cities for that more consistent band of snow on Saturday to arrive mid to late morning, and then it will get out of here for the afternoon, and we're left with just snow showers for the rest of the day, and we're not going to see too much more accumulation out of that either. You look at the snowfall probabilities, this is seeing at least 2 inches. It's way, way high to the north, but it is way, way low to the south, and we're kind of caught in between here in the Quad Cities in terms of seeing those snowfall amounts. So I like this graphic because it puts everything on a timeline so you can see the snowfall intensity, and also I've put on there how much new snow we're going to see as the system moves in. So there we have this evening's little quick burst of snow after 4 o'clock up until about 7, and that's not going to put a whole bunch on the ground, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Then it's snow showers on a scattered basis overnight, and then we get that one more burst of moderate to heavy snow during the late morning tomorrow, followed by more snow showers that get us up to about 3 inches here in the metro.
Not too bad.
No.
Not too bad. Again, just when it's those moderate times to just take it so especially and keep an eye on that visibility.
Yeah.
Because that's really going to be, again, the biggest impact as of right now that I'm kind of keeping an eye on, especially out further west in the state. There's going to be some gusts up to 40 miles per hour today. So a little bit of blowing snow potential too, not only during this, but afterwards on Saturday as well.
Yes.
Once we get that accumulation, we're still going to be seeing a little bit of a breeze there as well.
Yeah, and it's, again, it's not going to be as much as what we saw. I know this is our in-house future track model run. I think these numbers are a bit high, and this has not been adjusted, by the way. This is what the raw model data is telling us. I would not plan on there being 5 inches of snow in Geneseo or even anything remotely to that in Sterling. I would knock about 1 inch or 2 off of these totals, just looking at the latest data this morning. But it does show the story that the further north you go of the Quad Cities, the more you're going to see. And for example, Galesburg may not even pick up 1 inch, and same thing with Burlington. So definitely less snow than what we saw with this last round.
Yeah, a lot more or less snow, and then you can see those kind of bands that we're really keeping an eye on too. That one tracking through Iowa City, in between Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, making its way to our northern counties up in Jackson County, maybe Maquoketa. Could be getting another big snow because they had the biggest total we saw earlier this week as well.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm still just amazed at how much snow fell in that region. That was definitely where the stronger forcing was, for sure. So once we get done with the snow, which will completely end as we get into Saturday, then we're going to see the cold move in. And oh my goodness, is that cold going to be here for a while. So this is what we're talking about with all of these red bars. So because of the dangerous wind chills expected Sunday night all the way through Thursday morning, we have that big stretch of weather impact alert in place, because really every single morning, starting with Monday morning all the way through Thursday morning, we're going to see wind chills of 20 to 25, perhaps as low as 30 degrees below zero, all of next week. So that's what that weather impact alert is for. It's for that dangerous cold when you factor in the wind chill factor.
And take into account the snowpack we're going to have on the ground. If you look at here, we're not going to be getting above freezing for a while, not until probably next following Sunday, not this coming Sunday. So that snowpack plus those winds, that's really going to put an elevated risk with those wind chills.
Yeah, that's what perfect ingredients. I mean, the snow, the new snow that we have on the ground, it acts like a refrigerator, like a freezer, and it keeps things cold. If you want an early look at some of the numbers, this is what we wake up to Monday morning, 15 to 20 below for wind chills. It doesn't really get improving much during the day. We're still below zero, but look at Tuesday.
Oh my
goodness. It's even worse. It's 20 to 30 degrees below zero.
Is it spring yet, Andrew?
No, we got a ways to go. Sorry, Peter, you got a ways to go yet. There's Wednesday, about 20 below, and I think Thursday's was even worse.
Yep, yeah. Thursday, and this is one of the worst. Tuesday through Thursday looking to be kind of the bulk of it.
Yeah, just not looking good at all. So I would plan ahead next week as you're getting your, your weekly calendar. If you've got kids in school, I would plan on a couple of days, probably having some late starts, most likely. May see 1 or 2 cancel, maybe some remote learning days next week because of the cold. Don't be surprised and don't be caught off guard with that, because it's going to be here for a while. Now, Peter, on the when is spring going to get here? Well, there's some excitement.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah. get to week number 2, and it looks like things will turn around and start warming up a little bit, and maybe we'll melt the snow.
Melt the snow, and dry skies there as well. Not too much going on, which is nice.
Looks a quieter pattern compared to this week. But yeah, this week it seems like Mother Nature finally kicking it into gear, saying, you know what, we've only got a few weeks of winter left, meteorological winter. We better catch up on that cold and that snow. Yep. Before it's too late.
Gotta catch up. And you know what? We were due. We were due.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We can say, oh, it wasn't going to happen. It's always going to happen.
It's going to catch up.
We're going to get one of them eventually, and it looks like we finally got that for the next 2 weeks here.
And it is locked and loaded and ready to go. Before we go on to your questions, really quickly, if you missed it yesterday, National Weather Service putting out their flood outlook for the upcoming spring season. They do 3 of these, and we got the details in terms of what they're going to be looking for, the factors that are going to influence river flooding this upcoming spring. So the overall consensus was for the Mississippi River, it is below normal in terms of a risk of seeing flooding. But for the tributary rivers like the Wapsie, the Rock, the Cedar, the Iowa River, the Maquoketa River as well, those rivers are either slightly below or normal risk for flooding as we go into the spring. And here's the factors that the flood outlook breaks down. And there's a lot of them.
There's a ton.
Stick with me for a second here, because this is everything we have to look at when we put together this flood forecast. So everything is essentially in the green right now in terms of a low impact, except the frost depth. If you look at what's happened so far this winter, we have not had any snowpack on the ground hardly. So when we get these Arctic outbreaks of air, the ground freezes even deeper. And right now our frost depth is about 17 inches. That's deeper than it's been in the last 5 years.
Really?
Yes, looking at the frost data. So it is quite deep right now, which means if we melt all of this snow and we start bringing rain into the picture, heavy rain, or we get even more heavy wet snow, as it melts, it's not going to be absorbed into the ground. It's going to run off because the ground is frozen. So that's why we have an elevated risk when it comes to the frost depth being a moderate factor. You look at snow cover, though, as we've shown you to the north, there's like nothing.
Nope. Until like the last 2 weeks, they finally started getting their first big Minnesota snows as well. It's not just isolated to us here in the Quad Cities. I know Omaha until like last week had like 2 inches of snow. Not that that affects it, but just kind of put a general idea of what the Midwest and Great Lakes is seeing in terms of snowfall compared to normal.
Yeah, big snow drought all across the Midwest. So that's usually the biggest culprit for flooding around here in the spring is that number one, that snow cover to the north. Usually there's 30, 40 plus inches of snow on the ground and all of it melts at once, rushes down here. That's not the case right now. In most cases, it's less than 6 inches that's sitting on the ground north of us, and it doesn't have a lot of water in it, so that's a low impact. So we already talked about frost depth being moderate. What about soil moisture? Well, we've been talking about all fall long and now all winter long, the ground is dry, and we have drought conditions ongoing, moderate drought. So what that means is the soil in the ground is more than capable right now here in the Quad Cities of handling the snow melt and some additional spring rain.
Yes.
Going to be able to soak.
Some.
Yes, keyword some.
Keyword is some there, because if we get too much, it's still, we saw that last July too.
Yes.
When we saw a lot of rainfall, what happened to the river.
Oh yeah, and it goes up quickly.
Yes.
So there's good news on that front. Again, it's something we have to watch. Lastly, the river levels, what are they doing now? Most of them are near or below their normal levels for this time of year, so we don't have to worry about that being a factor. If you want to see the raw numbers, this is the graphic for you. This is the probability of each of these rivers, the Mississippi and the Rock River and also the Wapsie, exceeding certain flood categories or certain flood stages through the end of April of this year. So if you look, for example, at the Mississippi River, right now with the going forecast and conditions, we have a 35% chance that the Mississippi River could meet minor flooding or exceed it. We have nearly a 30% chance that it could meet or exceed moderate flooding, and only an 11% chance of major flooding. Only 2% that we eclipse the record flood that we had just a few years ago, back in, what was that, 2019, I believe it was. So no worries really about that. It's a little bit higher for Burlington because of your elevation change, but similar numbers. And the one that sticks out is the Wapsie.
Yeah.
I always say you could have a sprinkle in the Wapsie floods.
Yeah, just
it doesn't take
hills
much.
Up there.
Yeah.
It's so easy and so quick.
Oh yeah. So that's why your numbers are much more elevated. You've got about a 75% chance that you're going to see at least some minor flooding this spring, and a 60+% chance of moderate, and about a 30% chance of some major flooding. So right now we're sitting pretty good. I think we don't have a lot to worry about, but if the pattern changes over the next few weeks where we start seeing a whole bunch of snow or we melt it quickly and we see a whole bunch of rain, that's when we'll be concerned about that river probability flooding going up. One last thing to show you, this is again what will increase the spring flood threat. The highest impact, the biggest, is on the top of the triangle, which is relentless heavy spring rain here. That's a quick rise. Where the river will just instantly in a day or two just really shoot up. Yeah. The other impact, of course, a high impact would be heavy wet snow here now through early spring. That's a gradual rise because it has to melt. And a moderate impact would be heavy snow and rain to our north with that frozen ground where it would also run off into the river too. So the worst case scenario is you see what's at the top of the triangle. If we get that, then our numbers would jump significantly based on what we're expecting right now.
You know what's kind of funny about that? Coming up soon, we're going to have a special, I believe, breaking down that heavy spring, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. It's going to be that severe weather special. Guess where it's going to be? Right here on the 8 Plus app.
The 8 Plus app. We're cooking up some good stuff, too.
We are. We've got a lot of topics that we want to talk about for that spring severe weather special. So we'll get you definitely some more information in that once we get a little bit closer to a launch date. Of course, I also want to encourage folks as well, if you haven't checked out the National Weather Service website for Spring Spotter training, get on that now. Classes don't really require reservations unless you're going to the online version, but check it out. It's free. I always say it's your tax dollars at work that pay for it. You can go and get trained up to be a spotter.
You might catch me at one of them.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to go to one.
I need to go to one as well, and I think I'm going to drag Marcus to it too.
Really?
So we're both going to go. Do you want to go? We should go.
We have a special guest here.
They're a lot of fun. Even Brandy, our director, said she's going too. They are a lot of fun. I mean, there's so many cool videos and pictures.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Even for us, it's informative. You learn so much.
It really is. And what I love about our office is they will actually go back to last year's severe weather season and kind of give you a little blow-by-blow as to what happened and why we had so many tornadoes and things like that. So not only do you learn how to spot different clouds, different things like tornadoes and severe weather, but you're going to learn why those things happen.
So interesting.
Yeah, it is really cool. So
it's
check
fun
it out.
To break it down. And we have the best office, too.
Oh, my gosh.
Incredible.
You know, not that we're, biased or anything, but I agree. We do have one of the better offices here in the region in terms of our folks at the National Weather Service. And we couldn't do our jobs without them. They're the ones that issue the warnings and everything else we need to help you with life-saving information. So we are forever indebted to our fellow cohorts at the National Weather Service office in the Quad Cities.
Oh, goodness.
I think that's all I got to cover.
I got some questions.
You got some questions? Okay, let's get them.
Lori is asking, she works at 2 a.m. tomorrow. Should the roads be okay?
2 a.m. tomorrow, Saturday morning, I think you're going to still see some slick spots just because of how cold this pavement is here. It's not going to be impossible travel, but yeah, there will be some little patches of some ice and some snow you'll want to take it slow for.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Laura says, Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Very kind. Next week will be worse, right? And yeah.
With the cold?
With the cold, yeah. That's our Valentine's Day gift to you that we've been joking about. Plenty of red boxes there in the forecast.
We're a terrible Valentine.
Yeah, we're terrible.
We'll never get invited to anybody's classroom Valentine's Day party after this. Ava's over there shaking her head saying, nope,
She's had enough. She's had enough.
I'm over it.
She's over it, yeah. She's probably going to take my Valentine back away from me that she gave me this morning.
Seriously. Oh, my goodness. Bell and Rock Island, what impacts does the Mississippi River have on weather?
So the Mississippi River only has one impact on our weather, and it's actually this time of year. And I've talked about this a couple of times. You can get river effect snow.
You can.
It does not kill thunderstorm complexes, by the way. That's a whole separate topic, and I've already got that on WQAD.com if you're interested. But you can get river effect snow because where the Mississippi River is, and I'm going to pull up a radar because I need a visual explainer for this to show you the geography of the Mississippi River. So we'll take graphics full screen here really, really quickly. There is one area of the river in particular. You see how it starts running from east to west, or in this case it would be, east to west because we're flowing downstream. Right in here, the river becomes a little bit more horizontal. And if you have a west wind that is running over this warm Mississippi River water, especially if there's no ice on it, that can actually lift more moisture in the form of steam coming off of that warm water into the atmosphere, produce clouds, and under the right conditions, you can get river effect snow that will then go into this area right here. Kelowna has seen it a few times, not this year, but in years past. I've seen that happen. Even in Coyne Center, they've seen this. So yeah, right in here, this can produce river effect snow because of its orientation. You've got that straighter pass there.
We actually, I remember on Toys for Tots Day, we were outside, and just a little flurries appeared out of nowhere.
Yes.
Definitely some river effect snow.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
went
was just
outside.
like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
2 months ago. It's February, not March.
I was
2
like,
months ago.
there was no snow in the forecast
Nothing.
at all. And all of a sudden we're outside and it's snowing.
Yep.
River effect snow.
River effect snow.
Hard to-
Gets
hard to
us every time.
forecast. It does,
It is.
yeah.
It's practically impossible to forecast that. You can't even.
Yes.
Can't even go for that.
Great question.
Rick just says, first you take a grain of salt that I spent last week, and now you have to take it at face value. He's in big trouble. Hopefully not too bad with this one. We're not seeing too much. Just a
Yeah.
moderate accumulation, you could say.
Exactly. Yeah. This is not going to be one worth shutting things down. It's coming on a weekend, so the only thing it would impact are some businesses, but I don't even think it's worth closing anything down over this snow that's coming in.
No, just take it slow.
Just take it slow.
That's all we're going to say. Take it
Yeah.
slow.
We know how to drive in this, guys. Come on.
I am from Arizona, and I survived in Wednesdays. You're going to be just fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He made it just fine.
Yeah. If I could survive, you're going to be just fine.
And you don't even have an SUV.
No.
You've got a sedan like the rest of us
Yeah.
do, like I do, and you made it just fine.
Yeah. See, just take
See?
it slow. I was just
Yeah.
going 10 miles below speed limit. You're just fine.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. Just be cautious. I wonder who this is. Marcus from Knoxville.
I think he's part of our live studio audience today, by the way.
Yes. Oh my
You can
goodness.
come up
Yeah,
behind
wanna
and say
come up?
hi
You
if
wanna
you
ask
want.
it? You want to ask the question? I can give you the mic.
Oh, there he is. There's Marcus. We're happy to have you here this morning.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, isn't this cool? It's very interesting, he says. I agree. Yes, it is.
Oh, goodness.
Thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you. And now let's get to his question. What is causing the snow system to be wet, heavier snow? What would you consider more dangerous, light, fluffy, or wet and heavy?
I would say it really depends. So if you're talking about the slickness of the roads, I would say it's the wet, heavy snow because it's got more water.
Yes, more moisture.
Which could freeze. But if you're talking about visibility, it's that powdery stuff that we saw the other day.
Yes.
Because that's what lofts around and blows around. And
Especially if there's wind coming with it.
Yeah.
That's what you got to keep an eye on.
gets nasty.
It's pretty gross.
So pick your poison on that one.
What will Peru get for totals?
LaSalle, Peru, not much. Probably an inch, not much more than 2.
fast, yeah.
Yeah, it's not looking too much there.
It's kind of taking a southwesterly to northeasterly track.
Yeah.
Kind of, and clipping the northeast, or I guess the northern portions of our viewing area for the heaviest totals.
Exactly. Yep. I would say the same.
Ivy in Davenport asked if I wanted to go on a walkout. I think I know who you are.
I think you know who that is.
I know who you are. Ivy's wondering if I wanted to go on a walk outside today, how long could I stay outside without getting frostbite?
I'll let you answer that.
Oh, goodness. Well, what are the wind chills at right now? Shouldn't be too bad. If you're at a wind chill of like negative 15, it takes about 30 to 45 minutes. If you're at a wind chill of, say, negative 20 plus, about 20 minutes, negative 25 plus, only 15 minutes outside, you can get frostbite. Right now, you should be just fine. Just bundle up and try not to go outside too much today, Ivy. It's cold out there. Ava says hi, by the way.
How rare is that we have both our significant others on the same stream on the same day?
Stream. And both in town, too.
Yes.
It's crazy.
I love it.
Crazy. Tyler was wondering, with the ground much colder following the recent snowfall, how much faster will the snow accumulate?
Yes, so it definitely helps, especially on the pavement, that it is colder to get it to accumulate quicker. But also, don't forget, too, we already have snow on the ground. So that gives it a pretty good solid base to start piling up quicker as well. Snow on top of snow.
Yes. Leno said she's a spotter. It's worth the effort and time. She's right.
Yes, you are one of our true diehard spotters. She lets us know what's going
She's
up
the
on
best.
there in Joe Davis County.
One
We
of the most
appreciate
loyal
her.
Andrew supporters.
I agree. Yeah, one of these days we're going to get the beast up there.
We
It's
need to.
it's kind of a truck. It's kind of a long truck to get up there, long haul. But we are going to make that happen one of these days.
John was wondering if there's any weather spotter classes in the Galesburg area.
You know what? That's a great question. We can take a look. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure usually there are some in Knox County that you can take advantage of.
And if not, you could always sign up for an online one if you
That's
don't want
right.
to drive up to the office here.
You can do an online one. I don't think they have their schedule up yet.
Oh, they haven't put it out yet?
Lincoln hasn't. So yeah, if you don't remember, Lincoln is the National Weather Service office for Knox County, while the rest of us have our office in the Quad Cities here in Davenport. So I don't think they have their class schedule up yet. We can take a look at the Quad Cities one really quickly and see if they have theirs up right now. Yes, they have it on their homepage. When we can check and see what the next closest location would be, which would be over probably in Warren County, or if you want to travel to the north up into Henry County, we can take a look at that. Let's see, there's Stevenson, Putnam. Oh, there's Putnam, which isn't too far away either.
No.
I wonder if they're not going to do a Henry County one this year, because I don't see Henry on here. But they do have Bureau County.
Bureau County's not too far.
Which, yeah, isn't too far. And that's going to be on March 20th. It's in the evening from 6 to 8. But yeah, I don't see Henry County on here. Henderson, Hancock, Jefferson. Oh, there it is. Jefferson, but is that Henry County, Illinois, or Henry County, Iowa?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is going to be Henry County, Iowa.
Is it next to Jefferson?
Yeah, we don't want to have to send you that far away. I would say, yeah, if you don't want to wait for the Central Illinois office, you can go to the Putnam and Bureau County one, which is going to be in Hennepin, and that'll be on Thursday, March 20th from 6 to 8 in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Not too bad. Otherwise, just check back in with us, and we'll see if ILX, the weather service there, will get their schedule out. I don't see anything yet.
Again, if you don't want to make a drive, keep an eye on those timings for the online classes.
Yes.
The virtual. Oh, wait, I just saw virtual spotter training right there.
There
March
it is.
8th, 10 a.m. Saturday,
Yes.
March 8th, online.
They just didn't put the link on their homepage.
Oh,
Come on, y'all.
should put that out there.
Yeah, so like what you said, March 8th, 10 o'clock in the morning, they have virtual spotter training for the Central Illinois National Weather Service. But honestly, I think the Quad Cities one is better.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah. Just saying. Just saying.
Goodness. We're not biased.
Go to the Quad Cities one
promise,
if
we're
you
not
can.
biased. How much for Monmouth all weekend?
Inch or less, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to
Not-
probably miss it again.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's another miss for you guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, Tyler was wondering, with the temperatures being closer to freezing tomorrow, are there chances for freezing rain or sleet?
Don't see too much of that coming in tomorrow. It looks like all snow for most.
Yes.
Yeah, unless you're down, I'd say south of Peoria.
Yep. In
Central
southern
Illinois.
portions of Iowa, some could see a little
Yeah.
bit, just around, I'd say, 10 to noon. You might see a little bit as those temperatures warm, but mostly across the board, we're expecting just snow.
Yeah, that's what I see too.
Saturday, would businesses like Circa 21 have to close, or would they be able to stay open with the snow coming?
Oh no, they can stay open. I see no need to close anything down with
shouldn't be.
this. Yeah.
No, it's going to be light throughout the day. It's not like a big, heavy snow we're expecting in a short time frame.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
the plows can get their work done too.
Yeah. And I want to, kind of reiterate, it looks intimidating when you see a red box on an 8-day or you see red graphics, but what we're emphasizing here, again, is the word impact. That doesn't mean that every impact is going to be the high end, a foot of
Crazy,
snow,
yes.
not going to be able to travel. There's going to be cars and ditches everywhere. That's not what it means. What it means is you just need to plan ahead and kind of judge for yourself. Okay, an inch of snow, I know I'm going to be able to drive in that, but I know that I'm going to be, going a little slower. I can still drive, but I just need to be cautious.
Yes. Take your time
Yeah.
out there today.
So that's why I love this graphic, because we're telling you exactly what the need is to stay safe, and that's right here.
Yep. Just taking it slow. That's
Yeah.
all I'm going to say.
Taking it slow.
That's my phrase of the day. Take it slow.
Take it slow.
Oh, and yours is don't change your Valentine's plans.
Don't change your
Don't change
Valentine's
them.
Day plans, because
They're
I
gonna be
don't
fine.
want any nasty messages coming into my inbox from people's husbands and wives and girlfriends and boyfriends saying, you ruined my Valentine's Day because you told people not to travel and that it was going to be dangerous. And I'm going to say, no, I did not. I said,
No,
don't
we did
cancel
not.
them. I said, just slow down. That's
We'll
all
be
you gotta
traveling
do.
tonight. We're going to be just
Yeah.
fine.
I didn't cancel my plans.
No, I didn't either.
We're just going to leave a little early, that's all.
Yeah. Just take it slow.
Can you tell I had a lot of hate in my inbox from this last winter storm?
Really?
A lot.
Really?
So I just wanted to put that out there. I don't want anybody getting in trouble for canceling plans when you didn't need to.
Yeah. It's going to be okay.
It's part of the job. It's part of the job. What'd Brandy say?
She said she loved the snow.
Oh,
Of course she did. She loves snow.
And she's got a truck.
She's got a truck.
So
So it's fun for her.
She can plow through anything. She got that classic Silverado.
Oh, yeah.
My grandpa used to have one of those
Those
trucks.
things are sweet.
You can run them into the ground. I tell you, they go through anything.
That and a Toyota. Mm-hmm. Never fail.
Yes. Ooh, man. Now we're getting into commercials, and we're not even getting paid for that. Sorry. Are we all caught up?
I think that's all we got.
Okay, and that's perfect.
Oh, actually, no. How much for Davenport?
Oh, Davenport, 2-3 inches at most.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
Not going to be too bad.
Yeah. And with that, it's 9:30. We got to go to our meeting.
We do.
Well, one of us does.
I do too.
Oh, that's right. You have a meeting too.
I have
don't
a
you?
meeting too.
Yeah. We both have
We
meetings.
both do.
All right. We're going to skedaddle out of here. I'll see you coming up later this morning on GMQC at 11. More updates throughout the day as needed. Just slow down. That's all you need to do as the snow comes in. We'll track more of it coming up at 11. Have a good day.
Continue with us and watch free now on the 8 Plus app everywhere you stream.